This is 5 Minute Feng Shui Podcast, Episode 31, Feng Shui for Infidelity in Relationships. Welcome to the 5 Minute Feng Shui Podcast, where each week I talk about how to move energy and make money. You'll learn how to create a prosperous home and an abundant life using classical Chinese Feng Shui. I'm your host, Katie Weber, publisher of the Red Lotus Letter, Feng Shui Easing for Wealth. Each week, I'll cover Feng Shui topics that can help you improve your life, share inspiring stories, and always end with 3 easy-to-implement Feng Shui tips that you can put to work right away, and usually in about 5 minutes. Now let's get started on the 5 minutes that could change your life. Hi. Today's topic is kind of a difficult one. It's because it deals with love and affairs of the heart, and in particular, affairs. There's just nothing that can be almost as painful as a relationship that has gone awry, where one partner is looking outside of the relationship and not maintaining the integrity and emotional and intimate closeness that you may have once had. Whether it's your relationship has grown cold or there's somebody who's kind of a third party kind of butting in, it's still a painful thing. And it's hard to cope with that kind of difficulty in our lives. And strong relationships and marriages, they're built on mutual affection and friendship and trust. So keeping your relationship secure and strong is actually sometimes harder than letting it go. And that's what today's episode is about, is how to help you keep going in the face of difficulties in your relationship, and in particular, infidelity. Now, if you've had problems with faithfulness and infidelity, Feng Shui can help. Of course, there is no ironclad cure for it, and there is no guarantee of faithfulness for any of us, unless that wandering partner decides to change and wants to remain faithful. But Feng Shui is one of those things that can help you kind of tilt the scales, and it could be that just little nudge that's required to move your relationship back to a faithful and loving one, and intimate and close. So let's talk about some of the ways that you can use Feng Shui in your home to help your relationship, particularly if it's grown cold or there is another party involved. One of these critical areas in your home is the southwest corner. This is the corner that relates to the woman of the house and also the love. It's a love sector. It's the marriage sector and relationships. And if you've got difficulties in relationships, this is a really good area to look at in your home. I know I had a client one time, and she said she always had a really difficult time finding a man in her life. And what she started doing was paying attention to her surroundings. And she realized that she would joke that, people call her a cat lady because she had 2 cats. And she said, I don't want to be that cat woman and that cat lady that everybody jokes about. But she looked and she noticed that in the southwest corner of her home, that's where she had 2 litter pans. So her cats were going to the bathroom in this particular corner. So that meant, basically it was her love life was in the toilet, in the kitty potty, as it was. Anyhow, so this is a really important corner of your home because it represents the type of love energy that you have in your home. And it's a really good idea that you have a beautiful southwest corner. Now, sometimes we can't always, win the lottery on what's in our southwest corner. Sometimes there's a bathroom or there's a garage or a kitchen or something like that. But if you have one of those instances that you don't have a nice room, let's say a living room, a dining room, your bedroom in the southwest corner, you can always activate the southwest corner of your living room. That's always an option for you. So always remember that as my special Feng Shui tip for you. So always make sure that there's something beautiful and loving and a beautiful love symbol, even a lamp, anything that represents heat and fire and brightness. We want to have that corner of our home activated. So in the southwest corner of your home, have a lamp in there. Maybe if it's the southwest corner of your bedroom, you can put a lamp there. You can also have maybe a love object such as a crystal heart or anything that seems romantic to you. It's very important that you identify where the southwest corner of your home is, and if it is a bathroom or something like that, then you're going to want to activate the southwest corner of your living room in some manner. So very important that you identify where that is so you can understand what's going on there, and you might find that it affects the quality of your relationship. Now, one of the things that really adds stability in your relationship, so if you're arguing a lot, you're back and forth, you break up, you get back together, that kind of thing, and this goes on, you know what I'm talking about. This is where you want to kind of ground your love energy. And one of the ways you do that is with Mother Earth, real actual Earth. You could buy a big geode. I also like a big picture of a mountain. A mountain is a beautiful symbol in Feng Shui, and it actually represents the woman. You know, you've always heard men say, well, she's my rock. Literally, women are represented by the mountain symbol, which I find is just fascinating because it really is. Women are the rock that the home is based upon and the marriage is based upon most of the time. Anyhow, nothing against you guys, or it's just kind of how it works. Anyhow, this is a really good area to activate with images of mountains in particular, really nice. Another thing that you could do is pictures of the earth, maybe a map of the earth. Those are all really excellent symbols to add to this corner of your living room or your bedroom, or living room and your bedroom. Excellent way to activate and solidify your relationship, solidify your intentions, and also kind of ground your relationship. If it's been kind of feeling like it's floaty, if you know what I'm talking about, it's really not solid. Mountains are representative of assets and riches, because we go into mountains to dig for gold, to mine beautiful gems and stone. So it really is a great symbol for a marriage, because a marriage is when you combine the forces of two people in a relationship, it brings forth a doubling of effort, a doubling of oftentimes money. You know, divorce is an expensive thing. Breaking up in relationships, very costly. So it really is a beautiful symbol. So think about adding an image of the earth or mountain in the southwest corner of your living room or home. Now, one of the things that we also want to think about is the front door, because the front door affects the quality of energy that you have in your home, and it's important that that energy doesn't push love away. And it's very easy to push love away from the front door if you open the front door and there's a mirror opposite the front door. It's very bad for your health. It's very bad for money and opportunities, and it's also bad for your love life as well. Many people talk about mirrors and how they affect your wealth, but at the front door, it's also about your relationship as well. And likewise, many people have fountains now, and they want to come in and they see a beautiful, like I have one client, and she's got a beautiful swimming pool, and it's outside right as you open the door, there's a giant waterfall. Well, that can create some wandering in a relationship, and we don't want that to happen, obviously. So look at your front door and see if there's anything that looks like it's pushing you out the door, or there's anything reflecting the front door, because this is a really key area, and we don't want to be pushing love right out the door, especially if you're a single person. That's really important. Now, let's talk about mirrors. I brought that up about the front door, but mirrors are one of those things that are troublesome, because if you think about it, when you have a mirror and you look in it, then there's now two people in the room, right? There's you and your reflection. And even though your reflection isn't an actual person, it sure looks like a real person. It is a reflection of a real person. So what happens is, in many times in marriages, if there's a mirror in the bedroom, like those mirrored closet doors, or maybe you have a dresser with the mirror attached, if it reflects the bed, then that means it's showing more than two people in the bed. It shows that there are four people, or And that's not a healthy way to start a relationship. In addition to, it can cause insomnia. So when you are in a bedroom, it's really important that you avoid having mirrors there. If you're worried about how you look when you're getting dressed and that kind of thing, put the mirror on the back of a closet door or something like that. But make sure that there is no mirror reflecting your bed. And trust me, if you want to go for a really great look on your dresser, a lot of people think, oh, but my dresser came with a mirror. I can't possibly not use the mirror. Well, you can. Take it off and go hang it in the hallway or something like that. And actually, in my opinion, this is an opportunity to hang up a piece of artwork over your dresser that looks beautiful and that symbolizes love and a relationship. So watch mirrors, because mirrors can introduce other parties into your relationship, and we don't want to do that. Now, if you've had some problems with wandering and unfaithfulness in your marriage, then there's a Feng Shui way that you can kind of ground that person from wandering and keep them there in your bed and next to you and not looking elsewhere. And that's by tying a geode, getting like an amethyst geode, tying it with a red ribbon, wrap it around several times with a red ribbon, and tie it to the foot of the bed, particularly under the person most likely to wander, because this will symbolize that person staying right there and not going anywhere and staying faithful in the relationship, and can help bring that person back and see you in a different light. Sometimes in relationships, if somebody just sees another person and starts seeing somebody else, they start appreciating what they have more. And that is one way to kind of push that Feng Shui energy more toward having your partner in life seeing you as the better of any other option that's out there. And we like that. Now, one of the things that's often been said with regard to love, and this is certainly true of any gender, and that is a way to a man's heart is through their stomach. We all love to eat. It doesn't matter, male or female. We love to eat. Most of us do anyway. There's a few people that don't like to eat, don't care if they eat. I had a grandmother, she didn't care if she ate or not. Anyhow, but most of us like to eat. And it's true that you want to make a happy family, have a happening kitchen. If your kitchen is cooking, then that is going to help keep that home fire burning. It's very important that we actually have a little fire symbolism in our home, and that is in the kitchen. The kitchen is a source of wealth. It's a source of health. You think about the nourishing meals that you prepare there. And too often in relationships, when the relationships have gone cold, so has the kitchen. So it's important that you use your kitchen frequently and that you never let a light go out in the kitchen. So make sure that, you keep a light on in the kitchen at night, maybe a night light, something like that. But don't let the fire go out. Make sure that you cook frequently, even if it's making a pot of tea, whatever that is. But keep those home fires lit. It's really important for your relationship, and it's amazing how home-centered feelings, just walking into a home that's got something cooking on the stove. Right now I'm cooking a big roast for my son who's come home for college, and just being in the house and smelling that food, my husband and son are both going, I can't wait for dinner tonight. It makes the people who live with you want to stay in the home. It makes them feel loving feelings, and that's one way to help keep them there, and also to help keep them sentimental for you and keep them from wandering. Now, if there is third-party interference, there is a symbol that you can use, and it is the symbol of a fox. And a fox is said to, in Chinese mythology, that they like the sexual experience, basically. And so when you think about somebody who is coming into the third party, it's usually out of sexual attraction. And that's one of the things that you can use is and it's an obsidian fox. The obsidian is a black stone, and these black stones are really helpful. Obsidian as a stone itself is also helpful for cleansing yourself, for ridding yourself of negativity, and it also helps if there's been some kind of third-party interference. So you can, if you've had a partner who's wandered, you can carry the fox. You can get a little purse charm, a little charm, an obsidian fox charm. And I always say, what's good gravy for the goose is gravy for the gander, or good for the goose is good for the gander. And what that means is, if you're going to buy one fox, buy two. Buy one for both parties. So for you and your spouse or your partner, and if you're afraid of cheating or wandering or somebody putting their eyes on your partner, you can always, tie that little charm under the person's car seat or put it in the glove box or something like that, just to give that a little extra support and maybe help dissolve some of that energy, that tension, that sexual attraction from the other party. That is an old Chinese and Feng Shui tip for keeping third parties from interfering and helping to quell some of that sexual energy that is present in cheating and infidelity sort of situations. Now, if you've had a problem and your love interest, your partner, your spouse has left, there's a way that you can bring them back, and there's a way that you can make them stay. And one of the ways that you can do that is by adding a picture of your sweetheart, and with next to a picture of a bird flying in the door. Now, it doesn't have to be an art piece. It doesn't. You can just draw a simple little bird figure and put it next to your front door. Make it look like it's flying in. And this should be when you are looking out looking at your front door. You're going to want to make sure that you have the bird is flying in on the left side. So you're looking at your front door, the bird's on the left next to your partner's picture. And if you can keep that area well lit, that's really important. And that bird symbolizes your partner returning to you. Now, when it comes to keeping them there, well, we talked about the geode already. There's also another way that you can help keep them there, and that is to add a pair of birds somewhere in your home, like the southwest corner, somewhere where it's prominent, where they're going to see it frequently. And these could be lovebirds, they could be mandarin ducks, geese. They mate for life. Cranes mate for life. It's also wonderful symbology and symbolism for Feng Shui. So, and this is to inspire their devotion and a tender type of love. So birds can bring them back. So get that picture to bring your loved one back, and then keep them there with a pair of lovebirds of some that look devoted, like a geese or lovebirds, something like that. Mandarin ducks. They could be figures too. Now, if you've had a problem, with your relationship, everybody goes through dry spells, even the happiest married couples. I've been married 29 years. It happens. And, the question is your commitment to that relationship and being able to ride through those moments when things are, not everybody is in the throes of red hot passion at all times. It just doesn't happen. You are when you're first together, but it waxes and wanes. But love never goes away really fully, for me anyway, my experience anyhow. But one way to keep your love and to restore harmony is to add an image, and this is a very Chinese symbolism, very Feng Shui thing, and that's to add a dragon and a phoenix image. You can buy them as pictures, artwork, posters, a figure, but put that figurine somewhere in the southwest for love luck, and it will also strengthen the woman of the house. Or if you want to bring a man back, then you could put it in the northwest corner of the house and will strengthen him. Or you can put it on the east wall to keep your whole family harmonized and feeling having a restoration of love and keeping the family unit together. So use that dragon and phoenix. You can find them absolutely everywhere on Feng Shui, online stores, even Amazon. You can find them just about anywhere, and that sells any kind of Chinese curios and things like that. And you can find some really beautiful ones. And personally, some people say, I don't really like to have Chinese looking things in my home. It looks too much like an Asian restaurant or something like that. But actually, there's a type of design called chinoiserie. Anyway, chinoiserie. It's a French word, you guys. So bear me, not my strong suit. But anyhow, chinois style means that there's a touch of Asian. So food dogs. I mean, I know I go to Four Seasons hotels, and there's always something Asian somewhere in the hotel, and it just looks fabulous. So if you're thinking that it's going to look dumb in your home, don't be afraid of adding a little touch of Asian here and there. And if you had to add something, a dragon and phoenix is a beautiful thing to add because it represents male and female harmony and the harmony of love. So always a good thing. One other thing that happens a lot with marriages is one or more parties is always gone. And this can frequently happen. I see this happen a lot, as a matter of fact, with clients when the garage is in the northwest or the southwest. This is a frequent occurrence. And what it means is if it's in the position of the man, that's the northwest corner, and that means that he's coming and going all the time, and he's often gone. And it symbolizes that coming and going business. And we don't want that in relationships, do we? We want that solidity. We want that solidness and that continuity. So if you have that, or if the garage is in the southwest, it means the woman is coming and going. Or it can be the relationship is on again, off again, in and out, back and forth. Those are not good scenarios for family harmony, for relationship success. So whether you have a garage in the northwest or the southwest, I would get a picture of a mountain and just put that in the garage, hang that somewhere in the garage to kind of solidify the relationship and ground it. That's a really easy way to handle that energy and pull that party and into the garage so that they symbolically are grounded there. Well, you guys, I hope this was helpful for you, especially if you've been having difficulties in your relationship with wandering eyes or other parties interfering in your relationships. Sometimes it's a case of intimacy and a lack of connection, that maybe you have a partner who is withholding or is addicted to porn or any number of things that pull them away from the relationship. And if you do, I hope that some of these tips have been helpful for grounding your relationship, for helping and fostering a better relationship, and for keeping them at home with you and not out with anybody else. All right, well, today let's finish up with our 3 quick tips. And number 1 is I really like the idea of the bird imagery. It's so important for bringing somebody back and making them stay there. So add that bird image next to the door, and that's again as you're inside the house looking at your front door on the left side. Add a bird image that looks like it's flying in next to the image of your loved one if they have moved out, separated, or they've left you. This can help summon them back. Keep it well lit and leave it there until they return. Then once your relationship is going well again, go buy an image or a figure of 2 birds, like geese or cardinals or mandarin ducks, whatever it is that you like, and put that up in your home somewhere where it's prominent so it shows 2 birds, 2 committed type birds like geese are known to be, or cranes, and put that there prominently in your home to help keep that person with tender, loving, and committed feelings for you. All right. Number 2, strengthen your relationship. Make sure that if your southwest corner is missing, or maybe you have a bathroom there, or there's it doesn't even really matter what's there. You need to ground your relationship. It's very important. So use Mother Earth that way to ground it. You can put up a map of the world, a figure of like a globe. It could be a picture of a beautiful mountain. Remember, the mountain represents the riches within, and the mountain, it represents the relationships and the riches that come from from being together. And so mountains will help you do that. Make sure that you activate the southwest corner of your home with a lamp, a loving symbol, something that is meaningful to you in that corner. Lastly, make sure if you've got a partner that's wandering around and has got a wandering eye, or maybe you're afraid is going to stray, get an amethyst geode, wrap it with a red ribbon several times, and tie it to the foot of the bed underneath the bed where the wandering partner might be and where they sleep. And this will help anchor them and keep them coming back home to you. Well, everybody, I hope this has been an interesting podcast for you today and helpful. I know how difficult it is when you have a relationship that's struggling, but I know that just from clients I've worked with, how difficult it is when there's cheating involved. But these tips should help you. And if you have a success story, please be sure to send it in to me. I love hearing from you, Katie@redlotusletter.com, and I will get your email. And I do my very best to reply to. Thanks a bunch, and I'll talk to you on the next episode of 5 Minute Feng Shui. Thanks for listening today to 5 Minute Feng Shui. Be sure to join me on Facebook at facebook.com/Feng Shui Katie. And if you're really ready to move ahead quickly, head over to redlotusletter.com and sign up for my free 4-week e-course, 28 Days to Prosperity. You'll get daily lessons and tips on how to get unstuck and create financial flow in your life. Make it a fantastic day.